YouTube? It's your boy Tkgoated here, and welcome back to another video. Today, we about to react to every genius character in anime by anime addicts, man. See, I'm gonna be completely straight honest with you, bro. We already know who's gonna be on this list. We got Senku, Shikamaru, Ayana Koji, Aizen, L, Light, Lelouch, that one dude from Monster, bro. I forgot his name, bro, but like I haven't watched the show, so man. But you know, if you guys know who I'm talking about, man. I'm not trying to waste too much. Just gonna go ahead and hop straight into this video. But before we do that, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe, man. Hop straight into this video. You already see it, man. Senku already on the list,
Senku,
man.
Dr. Stone. Senku
Senku already on the
Ishigami is a
list.
scientific
Bro,
genius who was able to
he's the
rebuild
definition of
modern
IQ,
civilization
not
from
maxed out.
zero. If you
Maxed out
believe
stats and
knowledge is
IQ, bro.
strength, then Senku is Goku. He has an unholy amount of scientific knowledge, and even if there is a gap in that knowledge, he can fill in the gaps with his own reasoning. And thanks to his knowledge and reasoning,
This dude's
he
a
can
genius,
create just
bro.
about anything. Need communication? He'll build a cell phone from raw materials. Need medicine? He'll make some antibiotics. Need electricity? He'll create it using copper and zinc. Senku is also a brilliant teacher.
You know what's crazy is, bro? Man, all the things that I seen Senku do, bro. When I seen him like create electricity, I was like, "Yo, no way, bro." So the guy, I need that. We need that dude. We need people like him, bro. We need people like him, bro. Because what if the world was like, collapsed just like this, man? Nah, bro. I don't even know how he did it, man. That dude Senku was in there counting numbers and stuff all the way until he counted up to when he got out, and he knew exactly what year it was. I was like, "Yeah, I can't do that, bro." Like, no. Imagine just sitting there, just waiting, bro. I would have went insane, bro. I don't even know how you do that, bro.
He can
That's
break
next
down
level.
complex science into simple steps that not only the characters, but even us viewers can easily understand. This is an important point because not all scientific geniuses are created equally. For example, Dr. Genius from One Punch Man or Mayuri from Steins Gate are the kind of scientific geniuses who get lost in their own complex theories and fail to communicate them effectively. That's right, even though Senku's brain works like a supercomputer, he can work with other people. He's pretty down to earth. As for his most impressive feats, I'd say that sequence of him counting seconds with a consistent pace
This one exactly.
for
Bro,
3,700 years straight
I
is by far one
swear.
of the hardest feats in anime history. The
That's a
level of
feat
mental resilience
above
is
feats,
downright
bro. I don't even know what you
incomprehensible.
call that.
Of
You can't even
course,
call that
he
a
also
feat.
took humanity from
I
sticks
don't know
and
what your
stones
feat that
back
is,
to
bro.
rockets and
That's
the
like,
internet. And then
bro.
ultimately, even the
It's
time
like up
machine.
there, bro.
Lelouch Code Geass.
Oh yeah, I knew Lelouch was
v
gonna be in here too,
Britannia
man.
represents strategic genius at its most theatrical and grand scale. Even before obtaining his Geass, Lelouch was well known for his tactical
That
genius.
dude a war
He could
general,
defeat
bro.
nobility and military officers in chess while being a student. And more importantly, his mind was sharp enough to keep himself and Nunnally hidden from Britannia for years. With just a small group of rebels, he repeatedly outdid Britannia's superior forces. Yep, he transformed a terrorist group into a legitimate army that went on to challenge the world's strongest empire. And then during the Zero Requiem, he made the entire world hate him on purpose and then leveraged that hatred as a tool for world peace. He predicted and manipulated every major faction on Earth into exactly the positions he needed them in. This is what I mean when I say that Lelouch represents strategic genius at its most theatrical and grand
For
scale.
real.
Another
Like,
example is
he's
how
different.
even when
I'm not
things
even gonna
went
say a
wrong
lot,
during
bro.
the Special Administrative Zone massacre, he had the mental capacity to turn that tragedy into a victory by putting the blame on Euphemia and reinforcing himself as the symbol of rebellion against the Empire. The idea of Zero
I never
itself was
finished
also
Tkgoated,
brilliant, to be
man.
honest. He
I was
created a
thinking about
persona
finishing
that
it,
became a
so I
symbol
can't
of
really come
hope
up with
for
like
the
feats he
oppressed.
hasn't already
It's
said
crazy
yet.
to think about how he started off with just a small group of rebels and not only managed to win against the Holy Britannian Empire, he also succeeded in creating a new, better world for his sister and everyone. Sure, Geass played its part in all of this, but let's not forget that Geass manifests uniquely in everyone's mind. You get the power that best suits your personality and goals. Lelouch's Geass gives him the power of absolute obedience, because he sees life as a chessboard. He's the king, and anyone he uses his Geass on is just another pawn in his game. Johann Liebend.
Oh, this dude I was talking
Monster.
about, Johan, bro. I haven't watched Monster yet. I heard this dude was a complete genius. I seen the clip of the dude was pointing a sniper right at this dude's head, bro. Like he was pointing a sniper right at his head. Johan looked over and said, "What's up?" That dude was in shock. Yeah, I was like, hold on, Johan might be different. Hold on.
Johann
Johan might be
Liebend
different.
represents the darkest form of genius in anime. You see, his intelligence isn't about making stuff or winning battles of strategy. It's about understanding the human mind so deeply that he can break it. To give you just a few examples, his feats include convicting an entire orphanage of children to community mass suicide, and he did that without even being there.
What?
Guys, Johann
Yo,
Lieber.
yo, wait, hold on. What is this anime? Hold on. Yo, tell me what this is about. Because what are we talking about? We're involving kids? Yeah, bro.
Manipulated an
You got it,
entire
bro.
group of orphans into committing suicide by simply provoking them and their instructors into causing chaos. All of them died by either killing each other or burning alive. Unlike Light, who simply wanted to become the god of the New World, Johann was working towards the end of human society itself. He wanted to become the
Yo,
last human alive at the end of the world. Using his
yo,
cold,
why?
calculative genius, he murdered his foster parents, the Liebers, in cold blood and then proceeded to manipulate Anna into shooting him. He is a manipulative psychopath who treats
What are you
manipulation like an
doing?
art. The fact that he manipulated his own sister into shooting him in the head goes to show how far he has gone to the deep end. Now, Johann is also a master of disguises. He was shown to live entire lives as different people.
Yo,
This must have
no.
required
Hold
an
on. This
extreme
dude,
form of
hold on,
psychological intelligence because he adapts personality so perfectly that no one questions who he is. This is the thing about Johann. He understands human nature too well. Aizen, Bleach.
I gotta watch
Sosuke
that show.
Aizen might be the
Oh
most
yeah,
brilliant
Aizen.
manipulator in anime history. And he is so good at it that he was able to orchestrate over a century of events exactly as he planned. For over 100
That's a
years, he
feat.
maintained a perfect facade as a
Years,
gentle,
not even
scholarly
years.
captain of the 13 court
Centuries.
guard
That's
squads.
right.
Not a single person in
Make it
Soul
different.
Society suspected his true nature. One of his greatest feats was manipulating the entire timeline of Soul Society's recent history. He was the one behind the holification incident that forced Yurahara and the Vizards into exile. He engineered Rukia Kuchiki's execution to extract the Hogyoku. He even claimed to have secretly planned Ichigo Kurosaki's entire life story. It's as they say,
Yeah,
every major event,
he's
every
different.
minor
He's
event,
different.
even some random nonsense, it's all a part of Aizen's plan. He is a
He's
scientist,
different, bro.
tactician, strategist, and manipulator, all in one. And he is better than your best guy at all of them. I mean, let's talk about his understanding of psychology. He knows exactly how to push people's buttons, how to exploit their weaknesses, and how to make them dance to his tune.
This is one thing I wanted to say though. I've heard that Aizen can bypass Almighty. Here's one thing. If Aizen can bypass Almighty, like if that's actually a thing, I don't know how true that is, but that's from what I've heard. If Aizen can really bypass Almighty, why do we give this why do we give Aizen so much power, bro? I've never seen Aizen use Bankai ever. I've never seen him use Bankai. And if he has, tell me, because I don't remember. All you ever see is do Yushikai. He's different, bro.
Without realizing they're being manipulated. He turned Momo's admiration into a weapon, used Toshido's protective instincts against him, and even predicted and accounted for Gin Ichimaru's eventual betrayal years before it happened. If we're talking about his scientific genius, he created his own version of the Hogyoku before Urahara, mastered the process of holification, and developed ways to create and modify Arrancar. He even created specialized Arrancar designed to counter specific threats, like engineering Wonder Wise specifically to nullify head Captain Yamamoto's powers. Even his Zanpakuto, Kyoka Suigetsu, reflects his nature as a manipulator. Its perfect hypnosis ability doesn't just create illusions, it controls all five senses so completely that even knowing you're under its effect doesn't help you break free. He once made an entire army fight empty air while he walked away casually. Even Yuhabak, of all people, was caught off guard by his Kyoka Suigetsu. There's always layers upon layers when it comes to his plans. Every scheme has backup schemes, every plot has hidden meanings, and even apparent defeats often turn out to be part of his larger strategy.
Anybody who says Aizen ate a dog,
ever acknowledged as intellectually superior was Kisuke Urahara. And even then, Aizen often stayed several steps ahead.
In the
he
show,
understood
like,
secrets about the Soul King, the true nature of the world, and even the incoming Quincy threat before anyone saw them coming. Heck, even you watching this video, it's all a part of Aizen's brilliant plan.
Alright, bro.
Light Yagami, Death Note. Light Yagami is by far.
Alright, man. I'm finna go ahead and end the debate right now. I'm gonna go ahead and end the debate right now. L is smarter than Light. Let's be completely honest. Light had the advantage. He had the Death Note, let's be completely honest. No way L was pressing Light when Light had supernatural powers, bro. L had nothing. He had nothing. Frankly, Light could have been killed L if he just would have got the Shinigami eyes. But I'm just saying, like, L was pressing this dude. He didn't even know what the Death Note was until like the end, bro. Like, come on, bro. He was pressing Light, bro. He was pressing Light the whole show, bro. And Light, but he does some dumb shit sometimes, bro. Like when he killed L, like let's be for real. Nobody's ever seen L ever. And you think he's just gonna go on live TV and then put his whole name without a reason? Come on, bro. Like be for real, man. I feel like L would have probably never even got close to Light. Light was just smart enough to not kill fake L. That's one thing. Light does a lot of dumb stuff. I'm like, he's good with manipulation and he's pretty smart. I'm not gonna sit here and lie, bro. He was a college student doing his stuff, getting his high IQ and stuff, bro. He was doing his thing, man. I'm not gonna sit here and lie like Light isn't smart. L's a genius, bro. Light's a genius too, but L is smarter. Let's be completely honest, man.
The most prominent calculating genius in the anime medium. Keep in mind that even before he got the Death Note, this kid solved complex criminal cases while still being the top student at his high school. Of course, it becomes a different story when he gets the Death Note. I mean, imagine being so brilliant that you join the task force that is supposed to be hunting you down, all the while working alongside the world's greatest detective. Now, L
Okay, let's stop the disrespect on L now. That was him. L was pressing this dude, not knowing what the Death Note was. He didn't know what the Death Note was. Who in their right mind and a world just full of regular people would have thought, oh, this dude has powers to just kill people. What? Pressing light before he even had a clue. Like, come on, man.
is also a genius of the same level as
I
Light.
mean,
In
L even had
fact,
a
many
clue.
fans argue that L's overall intelligence surpasses Light's intelligence. So why are we talking about Light in this video and not L? That's because we're only doing one genius character per anime in this video. If this video does well, we can do a part 2 where characters like L and Urahara
Man, there shouldn't even be a part two. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. There shouldn't even be a part two where I have to wait to see L. L is smarter than Light. For L to be pressing Light the way he was against somebody with supernatural powers, this nigga L didn't even believe in Shinigamis until he saw it. Come on, bro.
are part of the list instead of Light and Aizen. Anyways, let's break down just how methodical Light really was. From day one with the Death Note, he established precise patterns for killing criminals. He spaced out deaths to different times of day, used different causes of death, and created false trails that made it impossible to pinpoint his location. There was clear intent behind every move, even if that move involved sending a competent young FBI lady to her death. Sure, his ego got the better of him and played right into L's hands, but then he temporarily gave up the Death Note, literally erased his own memories, and convinced everyone of his innocence, all while having a backup plan to regain his memories later. Then there's how he handled the Yotsuba investigation. He was literally helping to catch Kira while being Kira, and he used this position to direct suspicion away from himself. His manipulation skills are insane.
That
He could
was
read people
peak.
instantly and
I'm
tell
not
them
gonna lie.
exactly what they
That
needed to
was
hear.
peak.
He played the grieving son when L died, the dedicated police officer to his father, and the concerned citizen to the public. The way he eliminated L can be considered plot convenience, but let me point out that even if you think L is superior, Light's plan still deserves praise. He planned
Yeah.
events so
I'm not
perfectly that
I'm not sitting I'm not gonna sit here and like act like Light's plan wasn't like top tier. The only reason Light won, he knew the Shinigami was going to try to protect the blonde haired girl, second Kira. So he said, if you don't sacrifice yourself to kill this dude, she gonna die. Can't lie though. He used what he had available to him to the max. So I can't even lie. I can't even lie. But let's be completely honest. If he didn't have that, what would he have done? What would he have done?
he eliminated
Come
not
on,
just
man.
L, but also Rem. He turned L's suspicions about the 13-day rule against him and manipulated Rem's love for Misa. And just like that, he
Oh,
cleared
Misa,
his
Misa,
own
Misa.
name and
Yeah,
got rid of
yeah.
2 enemies in one move. In the end, his pride and ego were indeed his downfall, just like how L's loss didn't diminish L's genius. Light's pathetic end also doesn't invalidate all of his intellectual feats. He was just a high schooler, and yet he triggered global skill changes and outsmarted the world's greatest detective. He also maintained perfect grades, a perfect
Yeah.
social
You
life,
also,
and
yeah,
a
you also
perfect
gotta
public
factor that in. He
image.
was
That
young.
is crazy. Shikamaru Naruto.
Okay. See,
Shikamaru
um,
Naruto
see, all he did is doing like different things because, like, no, okay, okay. Because I'm about to say he's not really a genius when you think about like book smart. He's more like battle IQ,
is
you know,
probably the
chess.
laziest genius in anime, or at least that's how he starts off. He'd rather watch clouds than finish an exam, and for what it's worth, the teachers actually thought that he was just a below average student until Asuma figured out what's up. The kid had an IQ over 200, but was too lazy to pick up his pencil during tests. During his fight with Tamari, he was able to come up with 200 different ways to win, and yet he still gave up because he didn't feel like winning. Forget about 2 steps or 3 steps. He is always 10 steps ahead. Now, as lazy as he used to be, he becomes a different beast the moment it becomes personal. I mean, you do not want a fully locked in Shikamaru as your
Oh yeah,
enemy.
for sure.
Just ask Hidan.
Oh yeah, bro. I was just about to say this, bro. When he died and killed Asuma, bro, Shikamaru, he was out for blood. Once he seen this dude, bro, he had to kill this dude, bro. He had to get rid of
Despite the
him.
fact that Hidan was immortal, he cooked him up and buried him deep into the earth. As Toby said, this level of intelligence was almost wasted because Shikamaru was a good guy. The thing about Shikamaru is that he can think 10 steps ahead and create hundreds of strategies in a matter of seconds. During the Fourth Great Ninja War, Shikamaru served as chief strategist, and currently in Boruto, he is
Oh, I
serving
haven't
as
watched
the
Boruto,
8th
so.
Hokage. Ayana
Oh, he's the
Koji,
eighth Hokage?
Classroom
That's
of the Elite. Kyokata Ayana Koji is a different
yeah.
kind of genius.
He's like a
One that
manipulator.
thrives in invisibility.
He's like
He
Johan.
scored
He's
exactly
like Johan.
50% on every entrance exam simply because he wanted to appear average. But when you think about it, isn't it harder to hit the same score across every subject than actually
Exactly.
trying?
Exactly. That's exactly what I was like. There's no way. Besides Horikita's brother, there's no way that people looked over this. You can't get the same score consistently throughout each and every single subject. It's almost impossible. I'm like, yeah, when you first look over it, you just unconsciously just look over it. But if you look directly into it, it's like, wait, this dude got 50s every single test. There's something up. There's something up. He got 50s on every test. No matter coincidence. Nah, that's not a coincidence, bro. That's that you have to do that on purpose.
To ace the exam, his intelligence is terrifyingly practical. He sees through every human interaction as if it's a mathematical equation. He can spot lies in casual conversations, manipulate entire class dynamics, and even predict
Sure.
betrayals before they happen. This kind of thought process does make sense when you realize that he is a lone survivor of a lab facility where every child was made to go through all sorts of superhuman training. His father knew that he would be the greatest in the world. He has perfect memory, which allows
And
him
it's
to
crazy that
remember
your own
every
father made you go
interaction
through
and
that. That's
every
kind of crazy.
detail,
I'm not even gonna
even
lie.
from back when he was an infant. The way his intelligence works is more like artificial intelligence than just natural human genius. In fact, his plans aren't as crazy as they appear to be. It's just that he is the only one who has the indifference and will to carry them out. During the island survival exam, he was able to outsmart both Class 1A and Class 1C without either of them realizing it. He figured out their plans, he knew what they were going to do, and so he simply let them move around like pieces on a chessboard. Well, he thinks of people as nothing but tools after all. Yuichi
Yeah.
Katagiri, Tomodachi Game.
Yoichi. We gotta, bro. Why did they stop this anime, bro? This anime was peak, bro. This Darwin's game, right? Yeah. Hey, he moved different too, man. I'm not even gonna
Yuichi
lie.
Katagiri is a master of emotional intelligence.
Darwin's
His
game. Hold on, I'm tripping. It was Tomodachi something, I think.
IQ
Hold on, I'm
is
tripping.
also good. It's assumed to be around 140 to 150, but the real deal is his ability to understand the weakness of one's heart. Yes, when it comes to reading and manipulating people, he is a monster. Naturally, his genius shows best under pressure
I
because
actually
that's
forgot the
when the
name of this
human
show.
heart is
Not
the
gonna
most
lie.
vulnerable. And of course, in the Tomodachi
Yeah,
game, where
Tomodachi game.
friendships
Yeah, I was
break and
tripping.
betrayal is
I don't know
common,
why I said Darwin's
Yuichi
game.
thrives. He is ruthless. He doesn't hesitate to threaten, manipulate, or destroy his opponents psychologically. It doesn't matter if it's one's weakness, fear, or insecurity.
I gotta
You
read the
bet
manga
he's
because I know
definitely going to use it
they
against
ain't
them.
coming out
He
with the anime
predicts what
anymore.
people will do. He
So
understands why
I
they'll
gotta get the
do
manga.
it. He sees through lies.
But
He
man,
spots betrayal before it happens. He knows what his opponents will do before they decide to do it. The reason why he is so good at psychoanalysis is because he was somewhat raised by a master swindler named Taizen Shiba. That man taught him a lot of psychoanalytic techniques and mental tricks,
all right,
like the special method.
this is kind of
This
spoilers, man. I'm not gonna lie.
history between
You
him,
gotta
his
chill with these
father figure,
spoilers.
and adoptive mother is kind of complicated. especially because he killed them. But let's just say that
Okay, all
only
right,
cowardly
all right.
survivor. Out
I
of
got scared. I have to. I'm trying to read the manga. I'm trying to catch up with the show. I can't. No, 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 no. I had to skip that. Nah. What? He killed his mom and dad? Okay.
all the genius characters on this list,
I don't even know what this
Itokaiji
is.
is the closest to you and me. This is because there is nothing special about him. He's just a normal, cowardly guy
Why is he on this list?
struggling to survive in the modern day
He looks like
capitalistic
somebody
society.
from
However,
Tomorrow's
his ability
Show.
to continuously survive and overcome extreme, near death situations despite having every odd stacked against him is masterful. Both intelligence and survival come down to one's ability to adapt, and this is where Kaiji excels. Even when faced with
I
rigged
guess.
systems, even
Yeah,
when faced
yeah.
with death itself, he can somehow, in some way, find a solution. He can see through deception. He sees patterns that others miss. Through pure observation and skills, he can find flaws in the most perfectly rigged
I can
game,
see
and
it.
just like that, he wins. For example, he beat the rigged pachinko machine by he can find flaws in the most perfectly rigged game, and just like that, he wins. For example, he beat the rigged pachinko
All right, man. So, yeah, like I was about to say, I could technically he would be like Arasu from Alice in Borderland because Wa- Arasu was really good at games and he was able to adapt to his surroundings. Like he was able to like the very first game, bro. What were the chances that he memorized the map? He wasn't even paying attention to it. Bro, like, come on, man. Like, it's just like it's kind of like that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
machine by slowly replacing maintenance tools with larger ones over time, all the while making sure that the ones in charge don't notice. It's kind of amusing how the more desperate the situation, the more intelligent he becomes. But watching him struggle is definitely not good for your heart. After all, his greatest strength, the source of his intelligence, is his resilience. It doesn't matter how much life drags him into the ground, he somehow always manages to find his way out. Meruem Hunter x Hunter.
for
Meruem is
sure,
the most unique genius
for sure. You learn chess. I forgot all the other games that he was playing, but Shogi, he was playing all those games at high level after like 2, 3 games of playing pros. He was
on this
different.
list because the nature of his intelligence is evolutionary. He is born as the ultimate biological weapon, and shortly after his birth, he realizes super genius levels of intellect. He evolves from pure predatory instinct to deep emotional intelligence and then also philosophical wisdom. He died 40 days after his birth, but those 40 days were full of intellectual growth.
Yeah,
He far
bro.
surpassed the level of
So
ordinary humans, and
all that
despite
stuff
his
that you learn
predatory
within like a
nature, he began
month,
to question everything.
a
He even
little bit
acquired
over a month is
empathy and an
insane.
understanding of human emotions thanks to Komugi. I'd say, considering how he was able to completely reconstruct his worldview after reaching a new understanding of things, you can say that he perfectly represents the simplest form of intelligence, the ability to adapt to change. Within days, he mastered chess, shogi, and go, and proceeded to defeat national champions one after the other. His mind evolved with each mastery. Now, even when he gained the ability to think of thousands of strategies at once, he was still never able to defeat Komugi. But then again, it was thanks to his losses against her that he himself began to show human emotions. At one point, he also tears off his own arm in apology for disrespecting her and the game. There is something intrinsically beautiful about a pure predatory beast with super intelligence eventually becoming capable of feeling human emotions thanks to the evolutionary nature of his intelligence. What makes him different from other characters on this list is how his intelligence takes him to the most basic thing about humans, their ability to feel empathy. He also showed great respect and admiration for Netero, and even called him the very pinnacle of human capabilities. I also love how while Gon became a complete monster like Meruem became human. How very poetic. Armin attacked
I don't know, like he called it that. That's not a feat towards genius. That's just like
Attack on Titan. Armin Arlert is a master of deduction. He never misses even the most minor detail.
oh
Of
yeah, Armin
course,
is
there
a
are also other
genius.
geniuses in Attack on Titan like Zeke, Erwin,
Zeke,
or
Erwin, and
Hanji. But here
such.
we'll go
Oh
with
yeah,
Armin because he is the
Hanji,
most prominent genius character in the
Hanji,
story. He can be a wimp, but his
brother.
genius always comes through whenever they are in a crisis.
Wait. What Arwen technically? No, no, yeah. I think he would. Yeah, yeah,
Take
yeah.
the
Never
Battle of
mind.
Trost, for example. While everyone was panicking about running out of gas, Armin came up with a plan to defeat the Titans guarding the supply depot. Or when he gave a convincing argument for Eren being a potential weapon against the Titans. He was also the one who proposed the bolder plan to seal the gates of the Trost district. He figured out that Annie was the female Titan, and later he also figured out that Reiner and Bertolt are her accomplices as the armored and colossal Titans. He was also the one who later proposed using Titan hardening to seal Wall Maria. During the return to Shiganshina, Armin realized that Reiner was hiding in the walls. Next, he sacrificed himself as bait and gave Eren the opening he needed to defeat the Colossal Titan. These are just the major moments. There are also plenty more where Armin's deduction skills saved the day. Naturally, this includes the plan to attack Liberio, the talk no jutsu with Zeke, and the ending sequence with Eren. Not to mention, the peace talks after Eren's death. The memes have been harsh to our boy, but when it comes to actual intelligence feats, he is a genius strategist and a master of deduction.
Even though Armin, Loki, I'm not gonna say a lot. Armin, bro, you definitely were like important to the series, the show, and whatnot. I still believe Erwin should have got that Colossal Titan over you, but it's just I it's just personal feeling. I'm not even gonna lie. I had no good reason. It's just personal.
Dragon Ball.
Arya was
Bulma
my
is
favorite
a
character, bro.
technological genius who can turn her
So
talents to almost any field. At just 16, she built the Dragon Radar. There were already global Dragon Radars that could give you a rough idea of where a Dragon Ball might be. But Bulma's Dragon Radar was revolutionary because it could track exactly where a Dragon Ball was. She has also repeatedly shown us that she can
she's mad
understand alien
rich.
technology
No,
almost
she created
effortlessly.
time
She was
travel.
able to
That's the
fix the
only feat you
Scouter
gotta say,
immediately.
and we
She
can go
learned the
ahead and
Saiyan
move on.
language and the Namekian language. And she also improved the traditional Saiyan battle armor by creating variants that could withstand the physical stress of Super Saiyan transformations. You know, we don't really think about it that much because Dragon Ball is more about fights and aura moments, but Bulma is crazy. It's insane how she can just upgrade advanced alien technology without any manual or guide whatsoever. The thing about Bulma is how practical her genius is. Now, this doesn't mean that she's just some plot device that makes whatever the gang needs. She may be a technological genius, but she still needs knowledge and understanding, right? Well, back when she was a child, she was able to study various pieces of alien technology from Jocko's spaceship. This allowed her to easily understand Raditz's Scouter and the nameless Namekian spaceship. She was familiar with Dr. Giroux's work and was able to restore Android 16. Plus, her own father is also a rich scientist, which
Yeah, I was about
means
to
that she
say
always had
he's
the
smart
physical
too.
and intellectual
He made
resources
the
right at
gravity
home.
chamber.
Of course,
Wait,
her greatest
hey,
achievement is the time machine that she created in the future
exactly.
timeline.
This is
Aside
all you
from
have to
her,
say. This is
the
all you
only
have to
other
say. We
person
can
or
go ahead and
group
move
of
on
people who created a time
because
machine were
she's a
from Universe
genius.
12. This made her a uniquely intelligent individual in the multiverse as a whole, because despite the vast amount of alien technology and life forms all over the multiverse, only Bulma and those guys in Universe 12 were able to produce the time machine. It gets crazier when you realize that she did it in a post-apocalyptic world with limited resources.
Exactly. That's the craziest
Plus,
part
the
behind it,
notes
bro.
she
She was on
left
some
behind
Iron
were
Man
so
shit, bro.
comprehensive that the present-day Bulma was able to replicate the same technology. Dr. Vegapunk, One Piece. Dr. Vegapunk is the Einstein, Newton, Tesla, and
Okay, so I'm not
Oppenheimer
caught
of
up
the
in One
One Piece
Piece. I'm
world.
not caught up in One
His
Piece, but I know who
intellect
this
is so
is.
vast and ever
I know who this
increasing that
is.
he couldn't handle it with just one body, and so he ended up splitting himself into 6 other bodies just to manage all his research efficiently. Each of these bodies are satellites that can work on different projects simultaneously.
Hmm.
Now, Vegapunk was always a genius, which is pretty clear if you go and visit his hometown like Frankie. But he then also ate the brain fruit, which allowed his brain to store an indefinite amount of information while also
That's an
being able
actual
to
fruit.
recall anything
Yo,
he has
hold on,
ever learned. This
hold
devil
on.
fruit increased his mental efficiency and allowed him to make significant scientific breakthroughs in many different fields. It is said that his technological achievements are 500 years ahead of the current One Piece world. He created fully conscious robots, engineered living dragons in laboratories, and developed ways to replicate supernatural devil fruit powers through science. He explained that devil fruit powers are actually a manifestation of people's dreams, and also discovered how to transfer these devil fruit powers into inanimate objects. He developed green blood, a substance that can replicate paramecia-type abilities. He even succeeded in creating an artificial copy of Kaido's mythical Zoan devil fruit. The only
Yeah,
other
bro.
scientist who has come close to doing something remotely similar is Caesar.
Yeah, I
But
was
we
just
all know
Caesar,
that
right?
Caesar's devil
But
fruits are
Caesar.
not even Walmart level when
Yeah.
compared with Vegapunk's basically perfect artificial copies. Other than
I was
devil
like,
fruits,
Caesars don't
Vegapunk
really
has
count for
contributed to the
real.
world in other ways as
But
well. For
he
example,
technically
he
made a
solved
devil fruit
major
though.
world problems like crossing the calm belt by developing sea stone lined ships. He created island wide climate control, cloud plants, and Mother Flame. Mother Flame is an artificial, undying flame that was developed to be a source of unlimited, free energy for the entire world. But
Yeah, bro, this man.
unfortunately, it was stolen and used to power an ancient weapon. Speaking of
Man, that's
weapons,
crazy, bro.
Vegapunk has advanced the world
You know,
government's
that sound kind
military
of like
capabilities
the
by
color
creating an army of
Tesla to me. I
powerful
ain't gonna lie, man.
cyborgs. And then he also one-upped himself by creating the Seraphim. We're talking about artificial humans strong enough to replace the Seven Warlord system. Vegapunk's medical knowledge is crazy. He mastered organ cultivation, stem cell therapy, and advanced cybernetics. I mean, his understanding of human biology is so complete that he successfully removed significant portions of his own brain to optimize his thinking capacity. He cured Bonnie's incurable disease, and he may even end up somehow reviving Bartholomew Kuma. Finally, there's the part where he conducted forbidden research right under the world government's surveillance for over 20 years. He studied the Void Century and revealed all that he knew to the entire world. I'd say, if there's one man who
Yo,
changed the One Piece
I know
world to
he
the
moved
same
different,
level
man.
as
From what I've
Gold
heard,
Roger,
I
then
already knew
that
he moved
man is
different.
Dr. Vegapunk.
All right, man. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.